welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to have you guys here. We are just going to be doing a really quick and easy full body non-yoga stretch. If you guys are new here, hello, my name is Caitlin. I am just here kind of providing you all with stretches that are non-yoga related. Just for those of us believers that are not comfortable participating in yoga, this is just a way that we can take care of the body that God has given us, all while honoring and glorifying Him as well. So we are not really going to be needing anything, just a blanket or pillow, something that you can stack underneath your hips to elevate your hips, and a strap. And if you don't have a strap, you can use a belt or a scarf, anything that is about this height. So yeah, that is all we're going to be needing. I will see you over there. Okay, so we are just going to begin by warming up our body. If you are sitting here and it's kind of uncomfortable for you and your knees are up by your chest and your hips are really tight, you can take this blanket and stack it right underneath your sitting bones just so that it elevates your hips slightly higher than your knees, and you can sit here at a comfortable position with your spine tall and neutral. So again, just coming to a comfortable seated position, we're going to begin by releasing our left ear to our left shoulder, pausing where you feel that nice gentle stretch all along the right side of our neck. And just taking long, gentle breaths throughout these stretches. We're going to try not to hold on to our breath, just to let it be kind of a gauge. See if you've gone too far or not enough in your stretch. And if it feels good for you, you can just add those small, gentle movements here, maybe bringing that chin towards the right armpit. And moving through center, maybe lifting that chin towards the left side of the sky. And again, coming back to the center, left ear, left shoulder. And coming up to center, we're now going to release the right ear to right shoulder. Just checking in with this left shoulder, making sure it's back and down into place. It's not up by our ear. And again, just checking in with our breath, making sure that we're just breathing gently. And again, if it's comfortable for you, you can bring your chin towards your left armpit. And coming up through center, you can now bring your chin towards the right side of the sky. And coming back to center. Holding this for a couple more seconds. And coming up to center. We're now going to bring our gaze over towards that right shoulder, lowering the chin towards your right armpit. We're going to take that right hand, place it on the back side of our head. We're going to focus on keeping our spine tall and neutral as we draw those elbows down towards the ground, bringing that chin towards your right armpit. We're not going to add any forceful weight to this pull. We're just going to allow the weight of our hand to draw your chin closer towards your armpit, letting yourself go a little bit deeper in the stretch. Again, just checking in with our breath, making sure we're not holding on to it. A couple more seconds here. And removing that hand, slowly coming up to center. We're now going to switch over, looking over towards that left side, releasing your chin to the left armpit now, taking that left hand, placing it on the back side of your head as you draw that elbow towards the ground, maintaining that tall, neutral spine. Just really relaxing into this pose. You should really feel this stretch along the entire right side of our neck. slowly removing that left hand as you come up to center. We're now going to take our fingertips, interlacing them behind our back. We're going to extend our hands behind you as you lift our chest, lift our gaze, and look up towards the sky. Just getting that gentle stretch here, maybe adding some movement if that feels good for you. And coming back to center. We're going to begin this next stretch by placing this left hand off to the left side, bringing this right arm up and over as you keep this right hip pressed into the mat as you lean over towards the left. We're going to pause where it feels good for you. Again, just checking in with our body, making sure that it feels that nice gentle stretch all along the right side of our body. Your right hip is firmly pressed to the blanket or to the mat, and you're just gently easing into this stretch. We're going to now lower this right hand to the left side of our mat as you now bring both hands out in front of you towards that left side and lowering your forehead towards the ground. We're going to walk our hands now towards the center, and again, resting our forehead towards the ground. And keeping that chin tucked, we're going to walk our hands over towards the right side of the mat and pausing where you feel that stretch all along the left side body. Making sure we're not holding on to our breath. We're going to take this right hand, placing it off to the right side of us for support. We're going to bring now this left arm up and over towards the left side as you feel that stretch all along the left side body, checking in with this left hip, making sure it's pressed to the ground, and this left shoulder is back and down into place. It's not up by our ears. Just pausing here for a couple seconds. Again, just warming up our body. And slowly coming back up to center. Maintaining that tall neutral spine, we're going to bring our torso over towards that left knee. We're going to take our right hand, placing it on that left knee, our left hand placing it behind you for support as you gently do a spinal twist open to the left side. If it feels good for you, you can lean into that left hand that's behind you as you take your gaze over that left shoulder. And slowly coming out of this twist, we're now going to bring this right hand behind you as you take this left hand, placing it on the right knee. And again, just gently twisting open to the right. If it feels good for you, you can again lean into that right hand as you twist open a little bit deeper and follow your gaze over towards that right shoulder. And slowly coming out of it to center. We can now remove the blanket or pillow that's out from under you. We're going to switch over towards the side of our mat on our knees. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can take that blanket that you were using and wedge it right behind your knees as you lower your hips down, and that will relieve some pressure in your knees as well. So we're going to begin by grabbing hold of our wrists, pressing our hands away from our body as you round out our spine, drawing our chin towards our chest and bringing those shoulder blades away from each other. And just pausing here, maybe adding some small gentle movements if that feels good for you. and grabbing hold of our hands behind you. We're going to extend those hands out as we lift our chest, lift our gaze, and bring those hands away from our hips. Again, pausing here or adding those small, gentle movements. And slowly coming up to center one more time, taking hold of our wrist, pressing our hands away from each other as you draw those shoulder blades away from each other and lowering the chin to chest. And grabbing hold of your wrist behind you, extending those hands, lifting the hands away from your hips as you lift our chest, lift our gaze. And slowly coming out to center. Okay, so for this next one, I actually need to hire this. We're gonna grab our strap or our scarf or belt, whatever you're using. Coming back over here. Okay, so for this next stretch, you may wanna take this blanket or pillow, whatever you're using, and prop it right underneath this right knee, just to give your knee some support, and it makes it a lot more comfortable in the stretch. So we're gonna start by taking this left foot, placing it in front of you, making sure that our left knee is directly in line with our left ankle. Our right knee is comfortably on the mat. If you can lift this right leg up, grabbing hold of your right foot, that's fine. But if you can't grab hold of your right foot, then that's where you take the belt or the scarf, whatever you have, and hook it into this foot. So now you can safely and comfortably access your range of motion within the stretch. So whatever your comfortability is, you can grab hold of that foot now. Just really stretching out this right hamstring, this right hip flexor. Again, just pausing here. We want to make sure that our hips are square in line with the front of the mat. They're not open to the side, but you're drawing this right hip in to square off your hips. Just a couple more seconds here. And slowly releasing that right foot as you place your hands down for support and coming to our knees. So now we're going to keep this left knee planted onto the blanket for support, taking this right knee now as we extend it forward, again making sure that this right knee is in line with our right ankle. We're going to pause here, check in with our hips, making sure that they're square with the front of the mat. We're going to now bend out that left leg as you grab hold of that left ankle, pausing where you feel that gentle stretch all along the top of our left leg and the left hip flexor as well. We're just going to pause here, making sure that we're not holding onto our breath, but we're just gently easing into this stretch. Couple more seconds here. And slowly releasing that left ankle as you again take your hands off to the side, pressing your hands away from your mat as you come to a kneeling position. So we're now going to remove this blanket, placing it off to the side, removing the belt or the strap, scarf, whatever you're using. And we're going to come down, lying flat on our mat. Oh wait, I lied. We're not placing our strap to the side. Oh, I can lower this too. Okay, so lying flat on your mat. We're going to begin by hugging both knees into our chest. And we're going to extend this right leg down to the ground as you keep that left knee hugged in towards your chest. We're going to gently just rock this left knee side to side, just warming up that left hip. And taking the strap, we're going to hook it into our left foot as you extend that left knee, making sure that you're not locking this left knee out, but there's just a small micro bend behind that left knee. We're going to just pause here. And whenever you're ready, we're going to begin by drawing this strap towards your body, just pausing where you feel that stretch all along your left hamstring, and just pausing where it feels good for you. Just making sure that we're keeping this left leg along the center line. We're not extending it off to the left side, but just bringing it back towards center. We're going to now draw that left leg towards the left side of our mat. And as you pull this strap in towards you, you should begin to feel this stretch all along the left inner side of our leg. We're going to check in with this right hip, making sure that it's pressed down into the mat. And again, just pausing where it feels good for you. And slowly bending at this left knee, coming up to center. Removing the strap from that left leg, hugging both knees in towards our chest. We're going to pause here. And now extending this left leg now as you keep hold of this right knee, hugging it in towards our chest, maybe adding that small gentle movements, opening up those hips. And hooking the strap underneath our right foot as you extend this right leg, keeping that left leg extended, just making sure again there's a small micro bend behind that right knee. As you pause here, and again, whenever you're ready, just drawing this right leg down towards center line, keeping that leg straight. Just pausing where you feel that nice gentle stretch all along the back side of our right leg. Just making sure that we're breathing deeply. We're not holding onto our breath. And whenever you're ready, releasing that right leg now towards the right side of our mat as you keep hold of this strap and drawing it in towards your chest. And again, just checking in with this left hip now, making sure it's pressed down to the mat. Couple more seconds here. And slowly coming up to center, removing the strap from your foot, placing it off to the side, hugging both knees in towards our chest. And now we're going to begin by planting this right foot onto the ground as you flex this left foot, placing it onto the right knee. We're going to focus on drawing this left knee out away from you as you draw this right knee in towards your chest. You're going to start feeling the stretch all along the left hip and just pausing where it feels good for you. If you're feeling any kind of tension or discomfort in this left knee, you can just flex this foot a little bit harder and that will relieve the tension in that left knee. So again, just drawing this right knee in towards you as you take this left hand and press that left knee away from you. Just pausing where it feels good for you. And then slowly coming out of it, switching feet, placing now the right ankle on top of the left knee as you take this right hand, pressing away on that right knee as you draw this left knee in towards you. You now will feel the stretch all along the right hip, so just pausing where it feels good for you. Couple more seconds here. slowly coming out of it, hugging both knees in towards our chest one more time, and coming up to a seated position. So that is it. I hope that that was enjoyable for you and that it relieved any kind of tension that you might be experiencing in any parts of your body. If you want to see something specific, you can always leave a comment below, an area in your body that you would like to see me target. I am open to hearing those suggestions as well. So I will see you guys next week. And yeah, I am praying for you all. So see you next week.